I'm super excited to be here. This kicks off our very first hackathon, so welcome everybody to who's here, and just a little bit of background on who we are and what is going to happen. So, if you're new here, we're from Learn Web3, one of the leading educational ecosystems in this space to help students learn about Web3, upskill themselves, and learn about the next gen technologies that are out here to change the world. Since we've started, we've built up an engaged community, a developer community of over 100,000 students. We've given out over $100,000 in bounty prizes over time, and we've had over 500,000 skill badges being minted on chain through the platform. That's not even counting all the off chain mints that haven't fully happened yet. And the best part, all of this has happened for free, and all of this has happened because of all of you. So our mission has been to sort of try to make learning permissionless and more accessible and collaborative for everybody. And we want everybody over here to lead the charge to these new frontiers in Web3 and help build the future for tomorrow. With that, I'm super proud to announce sort of our hackathon. And also, during our V2 launch, we debuted our developer ranking system. So if you've been around, you've probably seen this. But since then, our ranking system has tracked over 500,000 GitHub commits, GitHub contributions. We track over 50 million contracts deployed across different chains. And from all of these, we've ended up with over 500 Grandmaster students within Learn Web3 who represent the top 0.1% of the platform. So these are things, this is a role, this is a privilege you get to by literal like proof of work, right? You're putting in the work, you're doing stuff outside Learn Web3, you're doing things that are irrefutably valuable to the space. And with this hackathon as well, we have an opportunity to earn up to 50,000 XP for people in the hackathon to really move up the ranks, move up the roles, which will unlock exclusive features and benefits for these high ranked students down the lane. But with that background, this leads us to today, the opening ceremony for the Decentralized Intelligence Hackathon, Season 1, where Web3 meets AI. So in this hackathon, unless you've been living under a rock, you know that AI is out there. There's a lot of cool technologies being built out there. There's a lot of opportunities and potential that is being unlocked day to day. So our goal with the DI hackathon, the very first hackathon we're running, was to really try to encourage everybody over here on how you can start to think outside of the box, right? Without limiting yourself to like, oh, this XYZ thing is what you're supposed to build. How can you think outside the box? How can you come up with like new innovative ideas and build at the intersection of AI and crypto? So you'll see that as a recurring theme sort of throughout the hackathon, improving user experience, improving the types of apps that can be built, really innovating on the ideas and the potential at the intersection of crypto and AI. So for this hackathon, we have a $50,000 prize pool, and we'll break this down in a bit on exactly how that is split up. We also have 7 awesome sponsors. Super happy to have those. Some of them are on this call right now for our Season 1. I was really excited about. So I'm going to quickly go over all the different sponsors. And yeah, so first of all, we have Flow. We'll be hearing from them shortly. We have Flow as a diamond sponsor for this hackathon. We have Space ID as a gold sponsor for this hackathon. We have Hive Network, Orderly Network, Stacks Blockchain, Wormhole Network, and Streamer Network also as bronze sponsors for this hackathon. And also a big shout out to all of our support partners who've helped us out a lot, who are going to be providing certain benefits for all hackers during the hackathon. More information for this is coming out, but shout out to all the support partners as well. So that'll be Chainstack, Swisstronic, ThirdPhi, Chainbase, Subsquid, and BlockVision. So with that, let's get a little bit into how this hackathon is going to work and what you as hackers need to know. So number one, communication. all official communication for this hackathon will be happening through the Discord server. So the link is on the screen. You can also just go to discord.gg/learnweb3. Please be sure you claim the hacker role to get access to all the channels that are necessary. If you have any trouble with anything related to that, please open a ticket in the Discord and somebody will give you a role manually or help you fix that error. All the events, the workshops, everything that is going to be happening during the hackathon, all those events are going to be listed both in the Discord server as well as on the website schedule. So you can look at either of those and they will always have the most up-to-date information. And again, if you ever need any help, if you have any doubts, the Discord is the place to ask. That's where we'll be most responsive, and that's where you reach out for help. Lastly, the latest bounty information. If you want to know what sort of things to build, what are sponsors looking for, what are these judges looking for, all of that information is also on the website. So make sure you check that out over there. Make sure you are meeting any criteria that is there for the bounties. And again, if you have any doubts, please reach out on the Discord for that. Now, for some key dates, you have to make sure, keep these specific dates in mind. Most importantly, so today is the opening ceremony. Today is also day one of workshops. So following this opening ceremony, shortly after, we have a bunch of workshops scheduled for you. Again, you can find the entire list on the website and in the Discord. But essentially, we have workshops from Flow. We have a Hackathon 101 workshop. We have a workshop from Stacks later today. And then we also have workshops from Kive and Streamer and Orderly shortly after. Tomorrow is workshops day 2. So some workshops that, like some of the things will be happening tomorrow as well. So again, schedules on the website, schedules on the Discord, make sure you check it out. I highly encourage you to attend the workshops live if you can. They will be recorded and they will also be available on the Learn Web3 YouTube channel afterwards if you are unavailable to make it live. But I highly recommend trying to make it live if you can, just because you get to ask questions to all the people who are eventually going to be judging your projects. So that live connection, it's an opportunity. So try to attend it live if you can. Otherwise, the workshop itself will be available to watch on the YouTube channel afterwards if you want to go back and look at that. September 21st, which is in a couple of days, that is when the hacking period kicks off. So today, tomorrow, and so on, we have these like sort of workshops and events to get to know each other, take some time, learn about these different technologies. If you are unfamiliar with some of the technologies that our sponsors bring to the table, take this time to learn about them, go to the workshops, read up on their resources, brainstorm your ideas, finalize your team, and so on and so forth. And on the 21st is when hacking begins. From the 21st until October 5th, you have time to work and build on your project. And October 5th at midnight, so 11:59 p.m., is when the submissions deadline is. So make sure you submit your project before that submissions deadline. And then for a few days, there will be the judging period where all the judges will be looking at the projects, and the closing ceremony and the results will be announced on October 12th. So also, from September 21st to October 5th, during the hacking period, there will be a variety of office hours that will be happening in the Discord. So that is where you can come get advice, get feedback on your project, talk to mentors, get help if you feel you're stuck, all those things. There will be office hours happening very regularly. So make sure you're on the Discord for that. And those timings and those will be scheduled. You'll see those as Discord events and on the website as well. Next, let's go over some basic rules. So number one, obviously, submitting past work is not allowed. The goal of the hackathon is you learn about these new technologies and you build something new during the hacking period. So you can't submit projects that are already built with like very minor changes. If you have an old idea, or if you're from like an organization perhaps, and you're building something entirely new for the purposes of this hackathon, like it's a big enough feature that it can be considered entirely new, that may be acceptable. Please reach out in the Discord for clarification. But if you're just doing like simple changes, for example, if you have a past project that was built on one chain and you're just bringing it over to another chain, that might not be allowed. So just reach out to the Discord for clarification if you're confused. But generally speaking, we encourage you to build new projects overall for the hackathon. Secondly, one project per team or solo participant is allowed. So you can have one project. You can still target multiple bounties. Obviously, your one project can aim to target multiple bounties, but overall, one project per team is allowed, and there can be up to 4 members in your team. And if you have any issues or have any questions regarding the rules, again, please reach out on the Discord. That is where all of these will be answered. And again, some few more guidelines. As I said earlier, you can build a project to target multiple bounties. When you're submitting your project before the submission deadline, when you go to submit it, it will ask you to choose which bounties you're going for. So make sure you specify the target bounties for your submission. And you must generally also follow the Hackathon Code of Conduct. The full Code of Conduct is available on the website, but if I was to boil it down, long story short version of it is just be a nice person, right? Don't harass people, don't be rude to other hackers or to team members, right? Just be a nice person, generally follow the rules, don't try to cheat, don't do things like that, and you'll be fine. Full Code of Conduct is available on the website, and any sort of attempts, if you are found sort of disobeying the code of conduct, if you're caught like cheating, or if you're like harassing other hackers or team members, you will be disqualified from the hackathon. But just be a nice person, just generally be a nice person. Like there's no need to be rude. Everybody's out here learning, exploring, hacking, so just be nice to your fellow hackers and everybody involved. And if you need support, if you feel like somebody's harassing you or you need help, you can reach out to the Learn Web3 team on the Discord to report any issues or to report any bad behavior, and we'll look into it and we'll take care of it. For the submission itself, so all your submissions must be open source. You must attach a repo link. So this can be GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket, whatever, but they must be open source and they must have a repository link attached. You should attach a video demo that is no longer than 5 minutes. So along with your code, ideally you have like a video demo where you're walking through the app, showing what's possible and what is happening. It must be no longer than 5 minutes. And we also recommend providing a link to a working demo. This is not mandatory, but it is recommended. So if you are building a web app, for example, if you can provide a link to it, that would be helpful, but it's not 100% required. Also, certain types of projects that might not be possible to do, but a video demo and a GitHub repo is required. And if possible, try to attach a link if you can. And make sure you have all the details about your project on the submission before submissions close on the platform. For judging, I've been getting a lot of questions about this. So for judging, judges are generally going to score across 4 categories. So they're going to assign a score from 1 to 10 on 4 categories, which is functionality, uniqueness, usability, and design. So all of these kind of play into the overall score for your project and how it's going to be judged overall and whether you win a bounty prize or not. Certain bounties may have additional judging criteria. Okay, please refer to the website. Please refer to the bounties specifically that you're going for to clarify if there is any additional judging criteria. A couple of bounties have additional judging criteria, but generally these 4 are what you are going to be scored on. And So you should try to sort of like maximize your score across all of them if possible. But please refer to the website for up-to-date judging criteria. The judging period, as I mentioned earlier, is October 6th to 11th, which is one day after submissions close until the closing ceremony. And then the closing ceremony is on October 12th, where the results are also going to be announced. Finally, code of conduct. I briefly talked about this earlier, but generally just be a nice human. Harassment or abuse of other hackers or the team will not be tolerated and you will be disqualified. The full code of conduct is available on the website under the rules section. And please reach out on Discord, or you can also email support@learnweb3.io if you experience any issues and you want us to take care of it. With all that out of the way, let's take a look at the bounties, right? Let's take a look at the bounties. Let's see what you can win from this hackathon. So number one, Flow. We have $25,000 in bounties from Flow. And the category is generally just best dApps built on Flow. So there are 5 winners in the Flow bounties. You have first place winning $10,000, the second place winning $6,000, third place winning $4,000, and then 2 runner-ups at $2,500 each. We'll be hearing from Flow more shortly, but yeah, $25,000 overall prize pool for Flow. So make sure you check that out. Next, we have Space ID with $10,000 in bounties, and they have 2 separate sort of prize categories. So the first is novel use cases for Space ID domains. There are 5 prizes within this category from first place to 5th place, ranging from $2,500 for first place, $2,000 for second, $1,650 for third, $1,350 for fourth, and $500 for fifth. And then we have a second category for the Space ID SDK integration into your apps, which has a pool prize of $3,000 split across a variety of winners. Next, we have Kive. So Kive has the bounty category of best apps that are built using Kive's data lake and data uploaded on the Kive network for trustless data. This has a prize associated with $3,000 with this. And next, we have Orderly Network, which is where the category is best DeFi apps that you can build using the Orderly SDK, which is an order book DEX SDK. And there are 2 prizes here for $1,500 each for each project. Next, we have Wormhole for best cross-chain applications built using the Wormhole SDK, which also comes with a prize of $3,000 for the winner. And last but not least, we have Streamer Network with the best integration of AI and real-time data. The first place of $1,000, second place of $600, and third place of $400. Also, the Stacks Network bounty, where the bounty is about best AI integration with the Stacks blockchain, which also comes with a prize of $3,000. Apart from all of these prizes, as we said, all hackathon participants will receive special NFTs. So participating, as long as you submit something before the deadline, you will get a participation NFT. Winners obviously will also receive special NFTs. You'll get a range of XP and leveling up on the platform up to 50,000 points for certain winners. And you'll be able to level up on the platform, which will unlock exclusive features and benefits down the lane that will be posted again shortly. So use this opportunity. This is your chance to sort of build the next big thing. You have monetary incentives, you have platform incentives, and just generally you learn about so much new cool tech that it's hopefully going to be a very engaging and good experience for all of you, everybody in this call right now. With that said, I think we're all excited to get this hackathon going. But with that said, I'd like to invite Andrea, who's the developer advocate lead at Flow, to come and talk about the Flow bounties and what is going on over there.
Yeah. Welcome, hey, everyone. So as Hardik mentioned, Flow is the, main sponsor of this hackathon, but with the biggest prize pool. So I highly recommend everyone try at least to build on Flow. We just wrapped up a hackathon of our own last month, and we saw some amazing submissions. So you can definitely check them out for inspiration. Of course, they won't be qualified as submissions if they were part of other hackathons. The great thing about Flow, if you checked out the Twitter space, is it's a layer one built specifically for building mainstream applications. So it hails from the same team that built CryptoKitties. It's the blockchain that powers NBA Top Shot. The focus has always been introducing Web3 to the masses, and everything about Flow has been architected for that reason. Specifically, we have protocol level account abstraction since day one, meaning you can do things like walletless onboarding. You can do things like account linking. So an account on Flow can have multiple keys. Therefore, you could create a flow where your app creates a custody wallet for the user behind the scenes, and then when they want, they can link their non-custodial wallet, and the two wallets become like a parent-child. They kind of merge into one, which is pretty damn cool. So I won't go too much into the technical details because we have a workshop coming on. Sorry, Ridwan. We have a workshop later where you can learn more. The TLDR is it has the best mainstream UX. So if you're one of the hackers here wanting to build an application that's not just for the crypto native, but that's for regular people all over the world, and you're not satisfied with getting thousands of crypto enthusiasts on, but you want millions of real users, then I highly recommend you check out Flow. And you can start learning about Flow on our developer portal. Just go to flow.com and start there. And also what's really cool, Learn Web3 has a Flow course. So you can learn all about Flow from Learn Web3 itself. And you can learn all about Cadence, which is a smart contract programming language that was specifically designed for those mainstream experiences. So a lot easier to create complex on-chain logic, almost impossible to create foot guns like you can do on Solidity. It's inspired and took inspiration a lot from Move back when the Libra project was working on Move, and it definitely improved on Move. So even though some chains recently have started using Move, Cadence is one step ahead, or maybe like 1,000 steps ahead. So anyways, I'll stop rambling. I highly recommend everyone try Flow in this hackathon. As Hardik said, we have a $25,000 total bounty size. And the main guidelines that we're going to use is how creative, how innovative, how interesting is the project, and specifically around the smart contract. So, while it's awesome for people to try out Flow and maybe create a simple login flow, and you can check one of our quick starts to see how to do that, we're looking for a little bit more. We're looking for how do you actually use a smart contract for something that's new, right? That's not just a simple NFT project. And I'll let that I'll let that very vague kind of guideline guide you. I don't want to constrain and say you have to work on this specific project, on that specific project. I'm going to leave it very open. As we said in the Twitter space, think outside the box. Don't just build what everyone else is building. Try and really think, okay, what does it mean to have something that is decentralized, and what are the benefits? And therefore, what experience can I build that capitalizes on that, right? That benefits from being decentralized, that benefits from being on a public ledger. So a lot of things I often see is builders trying to create things that are Web 2 and port them straight to Web 3. But they kind of treat the Web 3 layer as a inferior version of the Web 2 stack, right? Like a database. So I think you need to kind of change the way that you think about projects when you are building on Web 3. The blockchain is not meant to replace everything from Web 2. It really is meant to give you should see it as a new part of the tech stack. And you can still use your favorite databases. You can still use Vercel. You can still use AWS. You can still use everything to make a nice front end. You can also have some backend components. But what are the critical things that you want to be on chain? And I think that is the crux of the question. That is the crux of the industry as a whole. And it is the crux that I hope everyone here will be thinking about and trying to solve. Anyways, I'll stop rambling. I Again, good luck to everyone building. If you do decide to check out Flow, join our Discord and you can ask around. I know Hardik is also going to have office hours on Learn Web 3. As I mentioned, there's a course there that you can learn all about Flow. So you're in very good hands, and can't wait to see what you all build. Thanks, Hardik.
Amazing. Thank you, Andrea, for that. So just a shout out, there are two Flow workshops that are happening. One of them is happening today and one of them is happening tomorrow. So we have intro to Flow and Cadence, and then one more on account abstraction, protocol level account abstraction on Flow. So make sure to check those out, and make sure to check out all the other workshops that will be happening today and tomorrow as well. But with that, that concludes sort of the opening ceremony for today. Thank you everybody for coming, and let's get building. And I wish everybody the best of luck, and I look forward to seeing what everybody comes up with. Thank you, everyone. I shall see you around.
Bye, everyone.